Hello, and welcome back to Can You Believe It? In this video, we'll be showing you some of the rarest photos of the past. Marilyn Monroe's concert for Turkish soldiers in Korea in 1954. Some children on the street of Gorbals in Glasgow in 1958. Piles of rifles surrendered by German soldiers after the end of World War II in 1945. American soldier trying to catch a goldfish in the marble-lined pool of the Taj Mahal in 1942. During the economic crisis in the 1990s, Russian teachers were paid in vodka bottles. Some Padang women asking a London policeman for directions in 1935. 9 European kings in one photo in 1910, and 4 years later, all at war with each other. The stunning interior of Whale House of Chief Clark Reach in Klukwan, Alaska in 1895. Member of the Kendall Green Bicycle Club riding strange bicycles on roadside in 1884. Post officers show off their brand new Autopeds scooters in Washington, D.C. in 1917. A couple on the streets of London wear masks during the Spanish flu in 1918. Artificial mermaids on the set of film Peter Pan in 1924. Charlie Chaplin and Walt Disney at the racetrack during late 1930s. Stalin carrying his daughter Svetlana at his country house in Moscow in 1937. In 1954, an Alabama woman became the first known person to be directly hit by a meteorite. A French cook cooking pork over an open pit near Rocky Mount, North Carolina in 1944. Swedish Major Eric Bond smokes a cigarette after being ambushed and shot twice in 1961. Woman lounging in the beach with Allied supplies and artillery pieces after the Dunkirk evacuation in 1940. 3 Frenchmen cuts hair of a woman after she has been accused of collaborating with the Germans in 1945. Leonid Brezhnev, a Soviet politician kissing East German leader Erich Honecker in 1979. Actress Jane Fonda jokes as she visits a North Vietnamese anti-aircraft battery during the Vietnam War in 1972. Anne Margaret and Elvis Presley on the set of the film Viva Las Vegas in 1964. Representatives of the Jewish National Fund signing a contract to purchase lands in Mandatory Palestine in 1942. The McDonald brothers at the construction site of their first restaurant, San Bernardino, in 1948. Strikers of the Great Sit-Down Strike hanging effigies from the windows in Flint, Michigan in 1920. East German woman smoking a cigarette as she was at an outdoor restaurant in East Berlin, 1980s. Polar explorer Roald Amundsen with the polar bear cub Marie under his arm in 1920. A Bosnian fighter replaces the head on a tailor's dummy set up to extract sniper fire from Serb gunmen near Sarajevo railway station, 1994. A woman forcibly being evicted from her home so that they could build the Los Angeles Dodgers Stadium on the land in 1959. Muhammad Ali sparring with 2 teenagers during a promotional tour of New Zealand in 1979. British hairstylist Vidal Sassoon giving Mia Farrow the pixie cut that she would wear in Rosemary's Baby in 1967. Bianca de Soyez, the former wife of football player John de Soyez, shot her husband multiple times during a disagreement over the custody of their son in 1915. John Lennon meets a Dalek at the 1965 Cannes Film Festival in promotion of their new motion picture. Hitler and other high-ranking Nazis visit the Great German Art Exhibition at the Haus der Kunst in 1937. U.S. Marines in Peiping, China, readies for deployment to lift the siege in Peking during the Boxer Rebellion in 1907. Tsarevich Alexei, playing with kittens on the Imperial Yacht in 1907. Daredevil Evel Knievel, an American stunt performer, crashes at Wembley Stadium during a race in 1975. Paul Revere Sullivan and Theodore Roosevelt Sullivan wave flags at 128th anniversary of Washington's death in 1927. A group of dancers practicing dance on a Polish beach in 1930. Estonian soldiers laughing on a fake vehicle in 1918. Tsar Nicholas II and his wife Alexandra napping with their youngest daughters Maria and Anastasia in 1917. A younger George Lucas and a young Mark Hamill standing together on the set of A New Hope in Tunisia in 1976. Queen Elizabeth II addresses a vast gathering of more than 250,000 in India in 1961. Elizabeth Taylor, a British-American actress, and her mother cooking at their home in 1947. Test pilot George Aird ejected from his English Electric Lightning F-1 aircraft at a fantastically low altitude in Hatfield in 1962. Robert Kennedy visiting South Africa to promote help racial equality in the country in 1966. Mary Pickford was the first actor to earn $1 million. She co-founded Pickford, Fairbanks Studios, and United Artists in 1910. U.S. Army artillery recruitment truck driving around the city in celebration of Memorial Day weekend in 1918. Leo Tolstoy, a Russian author dictating an article to his daughter, and their typist in 1909. Surinamese troops on Independence Day in Paramaribo in 1975. Shoeless Joe Jackson and his wife Katie on their wedding day in 1908. Photo of the 111th Naval Construction Battalion attending Catholic Mass in Normandy in 1944. Admiral Byrd's snow cruiser passes through traffic and onlookers before halting for the night in Framingham in 1939. Welcome ceremony for Emperor Franz Joseph to town of Doboj in 1910. A woman walks past the abandoned uniforms of South Vietnamese soldiers after the fall of Saigon in 1975. Some CIA agents enjoying their time in the Unknown Hero Memorial Park in 1960. United Garment Workers go out for a strike in Chicago in 1910. Billie Holiday, an American jazz and swing music singer, in the spotlight during a performance in 1954. A child scavenging in buildings ruined by Japanese aerial bombings in the city of Chongqing in 1930s. Albert Einstein defying the prevailing racial climate at the time by visiting Lincoln University, Pennsylvania in 1946. An Egyptian street vendor selling mummies in 1865.